In the bottom part of the political compass, we can see Georgism. Now, what the hell is that? Georgism is the economic idea of Henry George from his book Progress and Poverty. Living during the Industrial Revolution in America, he wondered how come his country was creating so much wealth, but it was also accompanied with so much poverty. His solution to that problem was a single tax, based on land rent. George viewed property right as only applicable to labor and capital. And since no human being has ever created lands, and nobody created the natural resources that are on these lands that have yet to be transformed, it is perfectly logical and fair game that the government can tax based on land value. George thought that this tax would be so profitable that the government could abandon other taxes that George viewed as unjust and inefficient, and be able to fund public services and projects only with this single tax. Although later Georgists would argue that George was a bit overly optimistic about abandoning every other taxes. He also believed that only taxing land value would discourage land speculation. Land speculation is the practice of buying a plot of land and doing absolutely nothing with it. Over time, if other infrastructures are built around the empty plot of land, this will raise the value of the land and you can then sell it at a higher price that you bought it, even though you did fuck all. And since there is no tax on labor and capital, landlords are heavily encouraged to create infrastructures and be the most productive as possible. His book Progress and Poverty sold like crazy and had a big influence at the time of its publication. A lot of political parties around the world were created with George ideas in mind. Some communities in the USA were founded based on a single tax on land value, with two of them still standing today, which is Ardan in Delaware and Fair Hopes in Alabama. And the board games, the Landlord games, created by Elizabeth Maggie, which is the predecessor of the board game Monopoly, was created to educate people about the economic principle of Georgism.